Hello everyone, my name is Lance090 and welcome back to Let's Play Dwarf Fortress, my new tutorial series. Alright, so something I just wanted to point out. You can see that the trees are looking really beautiful right now. They're covered with all sorts of different colors. So we press K and look at these trees, all these bright lights. You can kind of see what these are. Right now it just says they're needles and branches. Maybe there's nothing in there right now. Maybe things are just... It's hard to tell though, because it says tree, the twigs, and then it says there's more. What if I do the expanded list? Actually, it does use the extra space. Hazel pollen. Pine needles. And these, walnut pollen. So I don't think these are actually grown yet. Come fall, I think these will all be full of fruits and nuts and things. Just something to be aware of, and I'll show you how to gather those once the time comes. For now, since we moved all of our workshops inside, let's press X on these workshops. Q and then X. I don't know how often you want me to remind you of every hotkey. At some point I'll stop saying every hotkey though, and just anything that's new. Miner is not busy once again. Okay. Can't decide if I want to work on security next or if I want to work on like our well next. We should probably get the well done. Okay, so to build a well is a little bit complicated. As usual, I do it a little bit more simply than some other people would. But even more simply, it's going to be kind of difficult here. So let's see. We want to build the well one layer under this one, or at least this layer is where the well is going to be to access. This layer is where the reservoir of the well is going to be. So what we're going to do, we need to access the river because the lakes are not going to be an infinite source of water. Which means we have quite the dig to do. I do want to make sure that I don't dig in front of our base here because I want to dig a moat. And the well will get in the way of that. So our well is going to be pretty janky looking. I'm going to have it come out this way. Like that. And then we need like two forks on this, like that. And we'll just have him dig out that first. This is going to be the simplest way to do it. It may not be the smallest design that you can make. It may not be the most clever way to do it, but it's the most efficient and easy way to do it. Which counts for a lot, I think. Most people set up complicated floodgates and stuff, but you don't need to. So now, we're going to dig channels. Those two forks. Or we'll bounce back and go to that. Then we can go down a layer. Now, I'm going to dig like this and this. So he has ramps to get down now. He's going to dig out some extra space. So now what we want is we want the well to be 2 tiles deep. Because if we just leave it like this, or even if we just take out a ramp, there'll still be a dusting of mud at the base of where the well is. And we don't want that. The only way to avoid that though is we need to dig and remove the ramp. Then we need to dig a channel. To dig another channel. Now we need to go down. Now we need to designate, remove ramps, that one. So now this is a clean 2 tile drop from here up to where the well's gonna be, is what we want. Now, we need to dig all the way to the river on this layer. There actually isn't like a river up here, so we actually have to come out this way as well. So this is kind of one of the advantages of building near the river, like we talked about, is you don't have to make nearly as long of a well to make it happen. Let's see. Do like that. And then I'm gonna do like this. This is the longest well I've ever made. Do it. Oops, that's too wide. If we were a lot closer to a river, we might dig a wider well, but because this is going to be so long, this is going to more than enough reservoir for what we need to do. We're going to dig this all the way up to here. These blinking tiles are where the game is warning you. If you dig into this tile, it's going to flood into whatever you just dug out. We're going to dig it to there. In fact, plastic we don't even need actually. Let's do X. Hope I didn't put a actual way to start digging it out there. So it'll take a little while. It's a pretty dumb well, but it's what we gotta do. Okay, lots of people aren't working. Carpenter, let's start building some of the stuff that we took out at the start. Remember, we already built one bucket, let's build a couple more. Actually, really, we need like 5 buckets. Buckets are pretty important. We also need blocks. So let's, I think you can make wooden blocks. There they are. Oops. Got all messed up. A handful of blocks, that's pretty important. Mason, we're gonna have him start building doors. And we're gonna press R to tell him to do that job on repeat, which means he'll just make doors forever unless we tell him to stop. And then who else is here? Our cook. Farmer. Well, the farmer I think is working. And then our hunter. Did I turn back on the hunter's hauling skills? Yeah, I did. So to get the cook working, first we should press Z. This lets us look at our stocks and we can see what we need. Specifically, you want to look at food stores every now and again to see how much drink and food you have. And we have a decent amount of drink still, but we are a little short on food. Well, we're not short on it, we have plenty, but we don't have any prepared meals. Prepared meals go into other. We have these question marks because doors can't count very good until we get a record keeper going. But we're just gonna go to kitchen and say prepare easy meals on repeat. So that'll keep the boat busy. And the hunter I'm not really gonna bother with. He probably just ran out of things to hunt. But he should have plenty of hauling jobs to do from what everyone else is building. How are you doing down here? It's gonna take a while. Sherman seems to be taking a break. There's blood like all over the place because his owner, he went nuts, man. He killed so many things. But I will turn on his butchery again. He's a little bit less busy. Turn it off on the other character. Just because there's these bodies out here that were cleared out from the old butcher shop, but I don't know if they got finished or not. Seems like they did probably get finished, but that's fine. Are you done, my good sir? Yes. Alright. I'm gonna go let him get this drink of water. Remember, the blue down arrow means they're thirsty. We don't want the miner to fall asleep down here once we fill this up. Actually, there's a corner here he missed. So we'll just wait till he comes and clears this corner out before we do anything else. Hopefully this cat doesn't stay down here too long either. Alright, here they come. Because this whole thing's gonna flood with water and we don't want him here. So, to dig into the water, we need to designate. We need to dig in up ramp. We'll do it right on the end here, because remember, this is the flood space. Building an up ramp here should flood this area. We ran out of rocks for doors, is what that message at the bottom was. Run, cat. Run, cat. This is gonna flood with water. And hopefully no one will run down there while the thing is still flooding. But now it's good to go. Just has to fill up first. But we need to start mining out some more rock, just so that we have more materials to work with. So let's start digging out our workshop spaces. They're going to be 3 by 3. And I like to make them like 5 deep. Like that. I could have a 2 wide path between them. Let one tile by, it's probably fine. Oops. Okay, so connect them like that. There's a reason that we want to build the workshops like this. So remember, every workshop is 3 by 3 in space. And then we want to be able to put a door in front of it. This is because doors go into strange moods. They will take over a shop, and they will try to make something legendary. If they're unable to make the thing, they'll just stay in the shop and demand stuff, or they might not even say anything. They'll just be angry about not being able to build something. And if they never are able to build their thing, they will go insane and start killing everyone. And then, once that dwarf kills someone, that will make everyone who loved that dwarf upset and angry, and then they're going to want to kill everyone. And then everyone that dwarf kills is going to make people upset, and they're going to want to kill everyone. So yeah, you have to build, absolutely have to build your workshops in this manner. Because you have to be able to door them in. You can lock doors, and then the doors can't get out. You gotta do it. It's the only way. I'm gonna do this, and I'm going to dig upstairs at the end of each one of these, because I'm going to build a giant stockpile above all these workshops. Again, same thing, there's a space for a door between all of them. And then I'll make one more set of workshop spaces. Now this is like an additive way of placing things. You could do things in like a subtraction method. I'll start doing like a subtraction method here next. So what we would do is like still do that, but then we would do like this. Oops, missed. That. And then we'll delete the in-betweens. Depending on what you're building, that may be faster or slower, depending on how you look at it. For now, I'm kind of feeling the additive method of placing things. Just like that. So those will be our permanent workshops. We also need to build a Shift D for a trade depot. We're going to put it in that spot that we pre-planned. This thing actually needs 3 things to build it. So we're just going to build it out of 3 logs by pressing enter 3 times, or we can press Shift enter, which will do it in bulk. Mason ran out of things to do. I'm going to prioritize the doors on these temporary workshops though, because even though they're not as nicely laid out as the other ones, where we can very easily I forgot that brutes don't count as walls for the purposes of like building structures, so it's not letting me put one there, but we can build our own wall. Gonna get enough doors to seal that thing in anyway. But yeah, even though it's like a bigger workshop, we could still lock all the doors if we had to. If someone went insane in there. Alright, we have more stone now though, so we can turn back on the doors. Just myself. Ugh. It's getting hot in this room, but it's so hot outside right now that even if I like run the air conditioner for like 10 minutes between episodes, it kind of gets hot in here again before it's done. We may have to turn on the air conditioner, which may make the audio recording really bad. We're getting to that point where it's not going to be an option. Game is saving because we're transitioning from spring to summer, and I have seasonal autosaves turned on. Game may say it's not responding. It is, just takes a while. Yeah, get us through this episode, but then I have to consider playing with the air conditioner on in the next one. So we'll have to monitor the audio quality on that one. Game also auto pauses. Oh, is that a fox? I would really love to put an order out to not kill the fox, because foxes are pretty. I don't think we can do that though. Maybe we can. Do set orders. Forbid. Orders. Actually, while we're here. So I went to the orders, and then I'm going to do Shift W workshop orders. We're going to press L, which is going to tell our doors to stop. Oops. To stop auto looming thread. We want to say no auto loom. If you have auto loom on, they're just going to take every thread that you find and turn it into cloth, which you don't want because you need thread for things. We're going to turn auto collect webs off. We don't have any webs right now, but in the future we will have start running into webs. And we don't want people running out there and gathering the webs because it's dangerous. Let's see, auto cut gems. We want to press G to turn that on. Yeah, this is what I was kind of thinking about with being able to turn foxes off, but no, this is just gems that you can toggle, which we don't care about. Yeah, I don't think we have a way to say don't hunt foxes. Well, one more is option. Let's press Z. Animals. Well, these are our own animals. There's one more zone. Is it you? Yeah, pets and livestock. Others, there's the fox. What can I do? If I do like M, require a manager. Doesn't look like it would work. There could be nothing. Oh, there's shit. There's a sea lamprey. That's what killed my dwarf one time. Yeah, I don't think I can give an order to not kill this fox. Dang it. Now you know I'm a furry when I'm trying to save the fox, even though it's trying to get our freaking chickens. Oh, you know what? We placed these beds, but I didn't mark them as a dormitory. We should have done that a long time ago, actually. Should have done it as soon as we got the beds placed, but what we do is we press Q to go into any sort of building. Even though beds are furniture, they're still considered buildings. Now press R on the one in the middle. We're gonna press the plus key to size this into a larger dormitory. Actually, we're just gonna make it like the back side here. Press enter, and then we're gonna press D to turn it into a dormitory. So now people will sleep there. Yeah, I see people sleeping in the stockpile. I'm like, oops, I didn't set the... dormitory. Whew, it's getting hot. 8 more minutes. I want to at least try to condense the badness into one episode if the audio is just terrible. But, just going back to the well. This is the way that you have to dig the well. At least in this method. If you dug into this layer and tried to make one, you would flood your base, just because of how the water mechanics work. But since our reservoir is underneath, these don't flood up. And we can just put a well here, and we're good to go. But yeah, this is like the one way to do it without flooding your base, basically. And you just want to get a well up before wintertime, because in wintertime, if you're in a temperate climate, it can freeze. If you're in a warm climate, I don't think it freezes, but it's still probably a good idea to build a well anyway. Just because if you ever have to lock yourself in your own base for safety, you're going to want access to water anyway. Hope our dwarf doesn't get caught by the sea lamprey. What are we waiting on here? We need to architect. So who is our architect? Our brewer cooker. Well, he's obviously too busy to do it. Anyone not doing anything right now? Seems like our hunter hasn't really been doing much. Sucks that we have a trained architect, but we're not really going to make use of him because he's just too busy. Although I think our hunter ran off too because there's animals again. Oh, there he is. Looks like he's working on it. Maybe. Must be on break right now because I keep seeing him pause, but... Carpenter doesn't have a job. Our carpenter should have to work on it here in a moment too. It's just... Everyone's too busy. We need more dwarves just so have people who can get things done. Let's see, let's build. There's always things we can be building. Just trying to decide like what's the most important right now. Let's build like 3 wheelbarrows and 3 step ladders. Wheelbarrows are great for wood and stone. They won't use it to move wood and stone like how he is right now. He's grabbing it so he can build something. They won't use it for this, but they'll use it to put it in a stockpile. And the same goes for stone. I wish they would use it for anything, but they just don't. We do have more doors we can place too, so we'll build a door. Yeah, all these doors we can't. It's funny that they only need one side that supports. They don't need both sides to support. The builder, the hunter is not doing. I marked the mason. Oops, I was gonna say it didn't make any sense why he wasn't doing it. Come on, hunter. There we go. Now he's running off to do it. Fisher Dwarf is also a little bit not busy. They're usually always busy though. I'm surprised there isn't more. There is fish out there. It's just not fishing right now. It does have fishing turned on still, right? And now I think it needs the carpenter. Yeah. Figures. Oh, our miner is done. Our miner's getting really good at mining, by the way, is why this is going so quick. Now we need to designate downstairs on top of each of these upstairs. It's a little bit harder to see because there's 3 spaces between them with the way I've designed it. That's 5. It's easier once you have things to reference. Go. That'll connect those together. We can mine out our stockpile areas. There we go. A few more doors again. Mason's getting faster as well. Alright, but this is a different place to cut things. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and have a good day.